Hello guys and welcome. So in this video I'm going to be answering the question, what is Assassin's Creed Valhalla? This video is aimed at people who know nothing about Assassin's Creed Valhalla and have always been curious. Hopefully it will serve as a good starter guide for you. So I'm going to be going through the press kit that was kindly sent over by Ubisoft. We're going to see everything that they've revealed about the game, and I'm going to link as many useful links in the description down below. But before we get started, a quick message from past Mithrie. Thank you for watching the video so far. Remember to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and ring the bell to help with the YouTube algorithm. Now, back to the video. Okay, so they started the promotion of Assassin's Creed Valhalla by live streaming this key art being created by the artist known as Boss Logic. It was streamed on Mixer, on Twitch, on YouTube, and they then released a time-lapse version of it. And it took the artist about 6-7 hours, and during the stream they played beautiful Assassin's Creed music throughout that can bring a lot of nostalgia to fans of the series such as myself. So the artist is called Cody Abdo, also known as Boss Logic, is an Australian contemporary digital artist who emerged on social media with his powerful and creative works on all current trends on the internet, notably when it comes to his favorite subject, the entertainment industry. He is notably known for his collaboration with Marvel for a limited edition Avengers Endgame poster, as well as DC Comics on the upcoming Black Adam movie starring Dwayne Johnson. As a self-taught artist, Cody first started drawing when he was 6 years old. Using mainly digital tools and graphics to create, his art reflects his passion for entertainment, including comics, movies, and video games, and his interest for all the current trends on the internet. For the past 8 years, he has been working in digital mediums while building his brand and his studio, Lineage Studios, based in New York, USA. With more than 1.8 million followers on Instagram, Cody Abdo is one of the most accomplished digital artists today. So I am going to link to his Instagram in the description box below. So like I said, it was really wonderful watching this come to play, just being created on the stream. I thought it was really fun to watch. Okay, so here is a collection of artwork that has been released by Ubisoft in the press kit. So they're just pieces of artwork. You know, who knows if what it's going to look like actually in game. But these are beautiful concept arts, which I really do like looking at. I'm not going to try and speculate on what the actual gameplay and in-game are going to actually look like, but the concept is there, the world is realized, it's now just a case of them piecing it all together and being able to make this into a beautiful game. Simple as that. So let's now get on with the detail of the game itself. Okay, so Assassin's Creed Valhalla is an upcoming video game developed by Ubisoft Montreal and published by Ubisoft. It is the 12th major installment and the 22nd release in the Assassin's Creed series, and a successor to 2018's Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Set in the 9th century, the game recounts an alternative history to the Viking invasion of Britain. The player controls Ivar, a Viking raider who becomes embroiled in the conflict between the Brotherhood of Assassins and the Templar Order. The game is scheduled for release in late 2020 for Windows via Epic Games Store and Uplay, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Google Stadia, and is to be Ubisoft's launch title for the next generation of consoles, the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5. So in Valhalla, the player takes on the role of Ivar, a Viking raider. The player will have the choice of playing Ivar as either male or female, and are further able to select their hair, war paint, clothing, and armor. Combat has been changed to allow dual wielding of almost any weapon. The eagle-eye mechanics are also expected to return in the form of a raven that will be Ivar's animal companion in the game. The player can use the raven to scout the nearby areas, as previous aviation companions have done in Origins and Odyssey. The game will rely less on a traditional leveling system, and instead focus more on a selection of skills through skill trees. selected by the player as either advances through the game. Enemies will be rated based on the collection of skills. Player choices through conversation or gameplay options will have impacts on the characters and their political alliances with other non-player characters. A central feature of the game is the settlement that the player, as either, will help build and lead during the game. Game director Ashraf Ismail described its importance as a lot of what you're doing in the game world is at the end of the day going to feed into the settlement so it can grow and it can flourish. The player will be able to direct construction of certain types of buildings, which in turn provide benefits for gameplay. To build these structures, the player will need to lead Vikings on raids to collect resources. Naval combat will return through more as a faster medium for travel when performing raids and for escaping after land combat, rather than engagement with other naval vessels. So Valhalla is a single-player game, but will include online components for the purpose of encouraging players to share the progress and creativity. So, and now the premise of the game, in 873 AD, Ivar leads their fellow Vikings from Norway to settle in medieval England as part of the Viking expansion across Europe. Now, the Vikings did actually do that at the time, so I will link, as I said, information about that if you're interested in the history in the description box below. This brings them into conflict with the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms led by Alfred the Great, the King of Wessex. The game features the kingdoms of Wessex, Northumbria, East Anglia, and Mercia. The game will also continue the modern-day storyline following former Abstergo Industries researcher Layla Hassan, who was featured in both Assassin's Creed Origins and Odyssey, and the conflict between Templars and Assassins that has tied the series together. So, some key things to mention. One, the reason why a raven is important for Vikings is because it's a representation of Odin, and Odin is one of the pretty much the most important god in Norse mythology. So I will link information about Odin. And then also as well, if you're just in the meantime between now and then you have a interest to see more about Vikings but completely in an entertainment setting, then please check out the Vikings TV show on Amazon Prime. I watched all of the seasons. It's very, very fun to watch. And one of the key characters in the TV show was Ragnar Lothbrok. Ragnar Lothbrok is a real man. He really existed. So I will link also details about Ragnar Lothbrok. So it might give you a good insight into the history of the Vikings of Norway. If you've ever heard of the term Vikings and it's seen featured in so many games throughout history. And if you're interested, check it out. You know, it's like it's nice to learn about the history of these things, even if this game is 100% fiction and so on. It is fiction based on reality rather than the other way around. So I am very excited for this game. I really am. I am really much looking forward to it. I've been an Assassin's Creed fan from the very beginning, since the first game, and I absolutely I loved the premise of the game, the idea of it. So, and I know that over time that some of the Assassin's Creed games, you know, it's not been perfect. Let's say there isn't any such thing as a perfect game. Like, some people complained about too many trading missions, some people complained about too many quests and too many side quests and so on. But for me, what I take away from Assassin's Creed is the importance of the Brotherhood. And also as well, the fact that they are fighting the Templar Order to stop the Templars from trying to take over the world and subjugate the world to its command. So, like, even if they are just assassins and it looks like they're just mass murderers, it's doing the sort of wrong thing for the right reason rather than doing the right thing for the wrong reason, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, and it has been one of the most successful franchises for Ubisoft to date. So they're going to obviously keep this going as long as they can. And I'm just curious to see how it develops. Like, in the series itself, Assassin's Creed Syndicate has been my favorite to date. So I'm curious to see how this game compares to Assassin's Creed Syndicate. So tell me in those comments down below, are you a fan of the Assassin's Creed games? If you are, which is your favorite in the series? Are you looking forward to this game? Are you interested in the Viking invasion of medieval England and so on? Like, tell me your thoughts, guys. And also, as well, if you do pick up the game via Epic Game Store, please use support creator code Mithrie, and I'll earn a small commission. So yeah, so I could talk about this game and Assassin's Creed all day. I've got a huge amount of information available to me, but I will link all of the resources into the description box below, so that you can really, really take in this game. So yeah, and it's something that we're definitely looking forward to for the next generation. Will it be a system seller? Probably not. Not unless you're a major fan of Assassin's Creed. But I am, like I said, very much looking forward to this. So anyway, guys, that's it for this video. If you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. You can watch around the video over there. You can watch the latest upload down there. Or you can click down here to subscribe. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.